Welcome to this week's Dunlop Tires Track Conditions Report here at Anaheim. I'm with Brock Glover. Brock, this is the start of the season 2019. The tension's high. You can cut it with a knife. It's going to be exciting.
It is, Jimmy. I mean, anybody that's been around the races very long, especially as long as you and I have, it seems back since dinosaurs started racing, but it's you can feel it. It's the first race of the year. You can feel the tension. There's always that uncertainty it's in the pits. Plus, on top of that, we're an outdoor stadium, open, beautiful stadium. Right now, the skies are blue, but there is a little forecast of possibility of some precipitation, so that always sends everybody into a little bit of a tailspin.
Well, and something else I want to talk about, the tailspin. You talk about the whoops here. I mean, I can't even walk through them.
I kind of wish there was always like a mandatory track walk for fans to come down and to see how deep these things are. And even as many years as we rode, every time we see them, we both are so surprised at what the guys are able to do nowadays. The bikes are so good, the riders are so good, but they have two big set of whoop-de-doos here, and these are going to challenge even the very, very best riders.
One other thing I want to talk about, they brought back the over and under for the opener here at Anaheim. I think that's pretty cool.
Very much so. Old school. I love the over and under jumps. They've had them a few races last year, and they've got one here, and it leads right into a really, really difficult double-double. It jumps over the top of the starting straightaway, the first one, and which is the exit of the first turn, and then jumps another double over the top of the entrance of the first turn. So yeah, they're big. They're huge. I mean, so it's going to be exciting to see.
And you mentioned that first turn. I want to, you know, there's a lot of guys that you hear the beeping in the background. They're still working, getting it prepared. But the soil here at Anaheim, I mean, I talked to the guys after press conference. They said, man, it's good here today. They sifted it last year. I think it's one of the better dirts we have in previous Anaheims.
Yeah, I mean, Dunlop crew loves the fact when there's really, really good dirt. I mean, the riders, you know, when they're nervous like this, they're always questioning anything and everything, their tire choices or whatever it may be. We've had really no concerns at all, so you know the traction's really good. A year ago, they sifted all this dirt, took out all the impurities, any rocks that might be left over the years. So all the Anaheim races last year had really good dirt, and this year is no different. The dirt looks great, so it's going to be exciting.
Well, and I got to go back to last year. Eli Tomac running away with that main event. He lost the front end, so very critical for that front end and to make sure the tires are sticking.
Well, one thing about last year's race, I mean, it had a real firm base. You know, when it's dry, typical California weather, kind of low humidity, it gets a little dry and a little bit of breezy in the day. Sunshine bakes the dirt real hard, and then as the evening comes out, we're so close to the ocean, the coastal humidity sets in. A little bit of dew gets on top of that hard pack, and sometimes the track crew, they don't have all night to be prepping the track, so they'll prep it, they'll push the little dirt on top of that hard pack, and then what ends up happening halfway through the race, a lot of that that little loose soil on top gets pushed to the side, and then it does get down to that hard slippery base with the moisture in it. So your rider has to pay attention. It's just no different than like a dirt track racer where you got to pay attention to where the cushion moves in a flat track race. Well, it's a little bit like that in Supercross nowadays, especially if you have the conditions that we had last year, and if it duplicates this year, the riders have to be on their toes and be smart.
Well, you heard it from the six-time AMA champion Brock Glover. Well, that's it for your Dunlop Tires Track Conditions Report here at Anaheim.